you ever met a woman who smiles through everything? Sometimes the strongest women, the one encouraging everybody else, showing up every day, and making life look easy, are quietly carrying the heaviest burdens.
Yeah, that crown energy. Crown energy. That crown energy. That crown energy. Yeah, that crown energy.
Who is that woman that smiles every single day? You know exactly who I'm talking about. She walks into the room smiling, she greets everybody, and she asks, "How are you doing?" She makes everybody feel seen. She's gentle, she's patient, she's encouraging, and somehow she never seems to have a bad attitude. I don't even know how that works, but I want to share something with you. Those women amaze me because somewhere along the way, I realized something. Just because someone carries themselves with grace, it doesn't mean that life's been graceful to them. Sometimes the woman who smiles the biggest are carrying the heaviest things. They've cried before coming into work. They've sat in their car for a few extra minutes, just trying to pull themselves together. They don't even talk about heartbreak, financial stress, fear, loss, loneliness, dreams that haven't happened yet, prayers they're still waiting on. And yet somehow they still choose kindness. They still choose love. They still choose to make someone else's day a little brighter. And that takes strength. Real strength, because it is so much easier to let life make you bitter. It is so much easier to let what you're going through show up in your attitude. But those women, they make a different decision. And I think sometimes we look at women like that and assume that they've got it all together. But what if that's not the truth? What if they simply decided that the pain they're carrying is not going to change who they are? That is powerful. And honestly, those are the women I admire the most. Not because they're perfect, not because they never have bad days, but because they refuse to let what they're going through steal the goodness that's inside of them. Because let's be real for a second. Life will try you. People will try you. Situations will try you. And sometimes people will pull you out of your character. Let's talk about that because nobody really prepares you for that part of life. You can wake up with the best intentions. You can say, today I'm going to be peaceful. I'm going to be kind. I'm going to be patient. And then you walk into work or you get a phone call or somebody says something sideways or someone projects their stress onto you and suddenly you feel that shift inside of you. That moment where you feel yourself getting pulled into frustration, pulled into irritation, pulled into seeing something that you wouldn't normally say, pulled into reacting instead of responding. And if we're being honest, sometimes people don't even mean to do what they do. They're just dealing with their own stuff, but it still affects you. And this is where growth really begins because the real question is not, will people try me? The real question is, what do I do when they do? Do I let them pull me out of who I am? Or do I pause, breathe, and choose differently? Because here's something I've learned. You don't lose your character in one big moment. You lose it in a small reaction you don't check. One conversation, one tone shift, one response you didn't think through. And because you know it, you're not acting like yourself anymore. That's why emotional discipline is so important. Not perfection, not pretending you don't feel anything, but learning how to pause before you react because that one response can change your life or the other person's life forever. Learning how to say, okay, I feel this, but I don't have to become this. That right there is maturity. Those women I admire so much. They've learned that. They've learned how to feel everything without letting everything control them. And I want to be honest with you, that is not easy. There are days when you want to respond differently. There are days when you want to match energy. There are days when you feel like if I say what I really want to say right now, it's going to change the whole atmosphere. But growth is when you choose not to. Growth is when you say, I'm not responding to this. I'm not going to let this moment define me. I'm not going to let this person change my spirit. I'm not going to let this situation pull me out of who I've worked so hard to become. And let me say this too. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is walk away emotionally before you walk away physically, meaning you don't absorb everything. You don't internalize everything. You don't carry everything because not everything deserves access to your peace. Those women who smile every day, they've learned that. They've learned how to protect their energy. They've learned how to reset quickly. They've learned how to breathe through the things instead of reacting to everything. And I think sometimes we underestimate how powerful that is because it's easy to be kind when everything is going well. It's easy to be patient when people are being patient with you. It's easy to be soft when life is soft. But the real test is when life is not. Those women remind me that character isn't built when life is easy. Character shows up when life is heavy. I don't know what someone standing beside you at work is carrying today. And you don't know what the cashier at the grocery store is carrying. You don't know what your friend smiles through every single day. And they don't know what you're carrying either. That's why I believe kindness matters so much because you never know when your kindness is the only soft place someone lands that day. Sometimes a smile, a compliment, a moment of patience, a deep breath instead of a sharp response, or simply asking someone, how are you really doing? That can mean more than you'll ever know. I hope that I become that kind of woman, not the woman who pretends life is perfect because let's be real. I know that I will not always choose the right reaction all the time. But after it is all said and done, I want to be able to analyze the situation, acknowledge how it made me feel, release it, and let it go. I want to be the woman who continues choosing love even when life isn't. The woman who continues showing up, who keeps believing, who keeps encouraging, who keeps growing, even when people try to pull me out of my character. I will learn how to come back to myself faster because that's the real goal. Not never being triggered, but not staying there. So today, if you're that woman, the one who's been carrying more than anyone knows, the one who's been trying to stay kind in the world that doesn't always make it easy, I just want to tell you, I see you. And I'm proud of you because I know it's not always easy to stay soft in a hard world, but you're doing it anyway. Keep being you. The world needs your light more than you realize. And if you're blessed enough to know a woman like that, don't just admire her. Tell her, encourage her, pour into her because sometimes the strongest women are the ones who need the encouragement the most. Remember this. You never really know what someone's carrying, and you never really know what it costs for them to stay kind. So choose kindness anyway, even when it's hard, even when people try to pull you out of your character, even when you have to pause and reset 10 times a day, choose it anyway, because that is real strength. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and always honor what is true and aligned for you.